Morning friends. Ganesh has introduced me very well, but I just wanted to take you to some past, what I actually did. So हम लोग थोड़ा formally discussion भी कर लेंगे, so it is okay.
Sure.
So we are a small
Yes.
community now. So I passed out in 1995 from Pune Marathwada College, and then I went to see the scenario of architecture, and I was traveling for a couple of years. Went to my hometown Indore for a stint of a year or so. Then I got a chance to work with Uttam C. Jain in Bombay. So I came to do my basic training, you can say, with Uttam Jain in Regent Chambers in Bombay. There we were designing a lot of buildings, a lot of bungalows and five-star hotels in Goa and different places, because Uttam Jain has that Nariman Point circuit of who's who of Bombay's client. So we were designing that, and being a junior architect or a fresh architect, I was put into on the site directly. Coordinate with the client, coordinate with the contractors, make models, all those things. In the same process, I could see that there were a lot of disharmony happening in the whole profession of creating architecture or creating a building or a bungalow or a architecture of build form. Because there was disharmony between contractor and the laborers. There was disharmony between contractor and the client. On top of that, there is disharmony between the client themselves. That means husband wants something else, wife wants something else, daughter wants something else. Husband doesn't approve, mother doesn't approve. They are stubborn, they are fighting with each other, and the form, an architect was in between trying to console and coordinate with everybody. But then the architecture was getting lost. That is what I could realize that time in 97, 98. Then, because Nariman Point office was near to Baker Chamber where there was British Council Library. There's still British Council Library in Bombay there. So I could go and read books. There I got a chance to read a book on how health and architecture and psychological impact of architecture can be studied also further, and that have been a part of architecture curriculum in different part of the world except India. So I got a chance to visit Germany then. I did my master's, a certificate course there in building biology. So building biology is something related to energetic behavior of architecture and human body. How space and you become one. And that I started, learning, becoming part of their understanding. A lot of new architectural systems was learned there. And then I came back in India. And when I came back, I saw that this is the same thing what Indian Vedic Vastu Shastra was talking about. But on a very traditional and a metaphysical and a Pandit format, you can say. Because architects and interior designers and all designers were not able to take it. Or they were not comfortable to absorb that kind of knowledge. So then I started working on a system which is called, and I started a company called Vastu World initially. And Vastu World, why? Because I wanted to use the same word of Indian context. And world means it is more universal than what we think about. And apart from India, now everybody travels. Those days traveling was a big task. Visa and flying and everything was not so easy. But now everybody travels and see that how Indianness and how Indian context is respected all over the world. And why we are not doing it here. So my intention, a lot of architecture community and architecture college and architect don't like me. Practically, if I tell you, you must be also hearing about it. They don't want me to come to a platform where I speak about this science which is a block in our head. But I always talk and tell people that consider this as a science. Don't go without knowing. Don't just taboo it or throw it away from your palate. So this is what I will be talking about today. How energy and how overall connection of environment and human body is so critical. So this is something which is very, very physical, it is a substance, it is porous, it is inside us, and we cannot run away from it. I always tell and give an example to people, what is Vastu and what is Vastu. So if there is a Vastu here, like I am holding an object, and I hold the object, in air it is Vastu, and as soon as I give it a earth and base, it becomes Vastu. So everything, whatever we are designing, has a connection to earth and mother, and that is why it is called Vastu. And when we call it Vastu, what are we doing? It is an environment, it's a Parmanu, it's a symptom of whole. Let's say there is a vacuum in this space. There are small nucleus which we are enclosed into, and we are breathing the same thing in. So what are we doing? We are breathing the Vastu inside, because air is a part of element of Vastu. So everybody has inside Vastus, and how can you run away from it? And this is what an environment talks about. So I'm not going to repeat the text here, but there is a, the whole approach of architecture. Why architecture is losing its content is because there is a widespread restlessness. There is a too much of diversion of the total architecture into the different world, and now people are searching for alternatives. People are searching for certain kind of remorse or certain kind of connection to architecture with psychic and metaphysical aspects, and they are going into a certain form of solution in what they called Vastu, which are mostly geometrical pattern and some kind of religious metaphor. But that is not what architecture is. Architecture is dying because there is a architecture cannot connect itself with change in social, economical, political, from organizational to individualistic approach. And architecture loses its content, and that is the biggest issue of why we are not getting the whole connection with the total society and environment as being architects. Why we are, I don't know about what you guys are feeling, but I can see in general that architects are not connected to everything which they are supposed to be, into the political situation, in the economical situation, into the socio current development which is happening. In fact, last month I was in Bombay on panel discussion with the Smart City Consortium. The 5 big idea was there, and I could see there were no architects. Kiran Shinde was called and I was called, and we were just talking to all the people who are taking decisions, which is not architecture. So the whole approach is going away because there is no community connection. There is no social economic connection with architecture, and that is getting lost because of certain blockages in our education system and mind. Anyway, so the new interest, the new system is coming up now because we have crossed on this 23rd of September. We have come into from Kali Yuga to Satyug and Satyug to a different Yuga. The whole scenario is changing. So all the metaphysical and all the hidden sciences are now coming up. And you will see in next 10 to 15 years, all the hidden energies of Indian systems will be respected the most in all over the world. And this is one of the very strong hidden energy system which we as an architect and community people of India designing world or construction world, we should be the main ambassador of it. Not a Pandit or an astrologer or a Reiki master or a pranic healer or XYZ talks about it. So, and if you see, it is a very simple fundamental science of micro to macro. It is a communication between physical world and the immediate environment, and how human beings are connected to it. And if you see, it is a very simple learning of a jiva and atma which is there inside our body. And if the way we eat, the way we talk, the way we listen and we see, an architecture in a house also has to follow the same systems and sacredness. So what is Vastu? It is simply an art of correct setting in order to optimize the benefit of 5 elements and the influence of magnetic field of the earth. So we balance 5 elements, which is like a 5 fingers, and understand the presence of this 5 finger and the cosmology or the magnetic field of the earth. That's all. So as I say, Vastu and Vastu. So Vastu is 5 elements. Connect with the earth and it is Vastu. And this is what is these elements, you can read it here. It's a combination of 5 P's, I say. First is Prakriti, second is Pran, third is Purush, and fourth is Panchal. Now I'll take these words away and talk about Prakriti as five element. So it's a combination of five element. Pran is Atma and life. So it's a combination of five element with life. Purush is human being. Purush, and Panchang is time. So as architecture has no connection with time and it is too universal. I say Vastu Shastra is very specific to the person, to the place, right time and right environment, five elements. And if we design building following these five or these four basic systems of energies, then you are creating a space which is at current time, relate to current people, relate to the nice environment, and also has a life in it. Because these days, if I see and if I go around all over the world, I see there is no life in architecture. We are creating concrete jungle, glass cubes, steel structures, and the life is missing. It is like a robot. We are going, coming. The feelings are lost. Because as an architect, we don't feel. We are not taught in architecture college to feel. So, if you see this, there are vibrations, there are rhythms, So, who is an architect? If you see the last line, the architect or artist assumes the role of Jivatma, the microcosm, and macrocosm is Paramatma. So we are creators, we are people who actually create this environment or create a part of well-being. And if we don't understand the science of divinity and architecture with respect to energies, then God is not going to come down and make homes for us. Okay? Vastu doesn't talks about unwanted things, because we are not respecting it. It is getting reduced to a ritual which is superstitious, because there is nobody who is understanding science and talking about it. So instead of cutting away ourselves and giving somebody else our domain, why not we all go into this world of Vastu and try to understand the energetic behavior and talk science about it? Because anybody who is metaphysically oriented and who is Pandit, who will not learn 5 years of architecture, don't know anything about buildings. A Vastu consultant say कि आपके घर में ये जो बीम है उसको ठीक करिए. अब वो कॉलम को बीम बोल रहा है, because they don't know what is the language of architecture. But he is supposed to be a big Vastu consultant. The whole architecture fraternity is following his word, because he is a person who comes in a private plane and charge 10 lakh rupees a day or something like that. And who is, we architects have lost our domain to these guys who are minting money on field what is ours, and end of the day, I don't want to use the word, but killing the whole process of design. And that's why we architects hate Vastu Shastra, because these people change your designs. Ask you to break the kitchen and remove the doors, which according to your aesthetics and orientation and learning and architecture is right, but they don't understand it. So it is a balance of dynamic web of inseparable energy patterns with man and environment. That is what scientific Vastu is. Anyways, so I have given you the basic preview of what is the whole superstitious and unwanted ethos of architecture which has come out and which we are not following. I will now come to energy architecture, energy Vastu. What exactly is energy and how we need to understand energy time with material form, which is dimensionless and which becomes dimension. This is actually a science which works on different fundamentals. So what it is unconscious and intuitive and accidental manipulation of energies which is missing. So my belief is that architects who approach their work with an awareness of these energies will produce buildings which sustain physical health, support emotional well-being, uplift the spirit and enhance the environment. So this is what we all need to do and we need to talk about. So what is this energy? How we can understand the physical level and energy level? So it is very simple, it is everything in this world is energy. and every object has an energy and a magnetic field around it. Similar way, everything in interior designing and architecture and whatever you put in your house is creating an energy balance or imbalance to the environment. And we need to understand that part because we are trying to create a harmony. Like if this lamp and this red color and that particular shape of a picture frame is having some energies, how they are balancing is what we need to understand. So it is energy, it is matter, and it is architecture. So architecture is energy. So we need to understand each and every aspect and each and every frame or each and every envelope of architecture. We start from earth. Now we go below earth. So let's go below earth, understand that level of basement, understand that energy level which we are trying to create by destroying the mother earth and killing it, excavating the earth, putting, like say somebody is excavating your stomach, what will happen? Then we are again filling it. हम वापस सर्जरी कर देते हैं, उसको बंद कर देते हैं कंक्रीट पेट में डाल के, and then we come up. So each level is energies, and if we are manipulating energies, are we balancing it with some other form? And that is the biggest question of energy and architecture. So if we modify, there are a lot of impacts happening in the whole system. And that's why we call it pollution, we call it conservation, we call it, green buildings, eco-friendly buildings. What are they? They are just trying to understand the energetical pattern of environment outside the body, not inside. So we are talking about green buildings. The Americans are talking about green buildings in India. 66% of Indian people still, if you understand the housing, if you see the housing parameters, lives in village. And when you live in village, you are 100% green anyways. So who are these Americans who are teaching us green? Go and see their houses. Only 6% of people in US are in villages and people who are actually following the green pattern. Rest everybody is 100% non-green. 78 products, food products, which America is manufacturing is banned all over the world. Why? 78 numbers. You can list it. It is not allowed. But out of that 78, 36 are allowed in India. Rest other people don't take it because it's a big pollution, it's a big killing factor. So what I am trying to tell you is that what we are going towards is running away from our own roots, following the West and creating a blunder in our own architecture and environment. Building material. Again, 24% of building material which comes from outside India is creating a health disorder, including plaster of Paris, which creates asthma, including formaldehyde in wood, which we use with the paints and glue, volatile organic compound in paint. So many things which are coming from outside, which are cheap, which looks good, are actually, is it energy or it is imbalancing of energy? So first we create an architectural imbalance, then we create a building material imbalance. So who is doing it? We are doing it. So if you understand how stones used to perform those days, without cladding or without having a concrete or cement behind, now stones are used as cladding material to look old, but they are not behaving old. They are not performing with the same capacity which they should. They are just used as a decorative element to soothe our eyes, not the energies. Because stone, everybody knows, I don't have to tell you guys that what are the physical aspect of stone, thermal intensity. When it becomes cold outside, it becomes hot inside. When it is hot outside, temperature inside in cold buildings are less. Everybody has seen palaces and old structures. So these are the energies of the building material which we have to respect. Again, the psychic phenomena, understanding, intuitiveness. Intuitiveness is lost in architecture. We don't believe in our own self. I know architecture has a strong palette, and a palette, an architect, an interior designer, and everybody who's creating building have to follow 10,000 norms. I am sure you don't want to follow another norms of Vastu Shastra, but at least follow your instinct. So if you develop intuitiveness, then you don't need to follow any of the norms of architecture, Vedic Vastu Shastra, because your intuitiveness, your inside body will give you answers yourself. So your palette is again full. I don't want to put another 10,000 material into it. But understand the psychic, understand, and this is what is missing in architectural education. We are creating robots. We are creating people who should not feel. You see, follow, and finish the house. Again, the same thing, positive energy inflow of the material, and there are a lot of examples all over the world where from US to Australia to different places, Aborigines to China to Japan, everywhere they are following their instinct, they are following their tradition, because that is the old age reform. What we are doing, we are going into the new age energies, new age thinking. So if we talk about psychic, the psychicness in architecture, we need to understand Earth as the biggest energy source, because everything is on Earth. And if Earth supports these energies, then we need to absorb these energies and understand the psychology of Earth, what we are actually on what we are working upon. And again, it is a part of spiritual ritual, but it is energies. आज भी हम लोग कितने भी पढ़े लिखे या कितने भी मॉडर्न हो जाए, हम वास्तु पूजा करेंगे, हम चौखट जब लगेगी तो उस पर नारियल लाल कपड़े में बांधेंगे. Why we are doing this? Because we are inbuilt, we have that instinct inside us. But after that, we don't want to follow the other rule, because we are running behind corporation to get a completion certificate. और उनके पास जो नॉर्म्स है वो उनको ही नहीं मालूम क्या बनाया उन्होंने. And if you see previous communities, previous people, old aged people, still, if you go to south of India, I am sure everybody has travelled in Kerala and Tamil Nadu and seen their architecture. They still follow it, and their houses are 10 times better than our house, and we feel it ourselves. Because they follow the old age reform, which is science, which is not metaphysical, which is not mumbo jumbo, which is not superstition. We have given this word to our own science to create another cult and another thinking. And lot of expats who come from America, who are born here, go to America, corrupt themselves, come back, and then they talk about this is all bullshit, this is all superstitious. But from inside, if they say, if their grandmother will ask them to do, they will do it themselves. कमरा बंद करके वो पूजा करते हैं सब. So, Earth is my subject. I did, when I was doing my master's, I specialized in a subject called geopathy. And that is my passionate subject. That's why I've created a new company called Prithvi. I've given you this manual, Earth and Earth. So my interest is to understand Earth energies. That's my personal liking. And that's why I go into detail of it. And we take classes and teach also. On geopathic stresses under Earth energies, like we have veins in our hand, Earth also has different veins. So if we puncture a vein here, जैसे एक्यूप्रेशर से आपका पीठ दुख रहा है तो आप यहाँ दबाएंगे तो आपका पीठ दुखना बंद हो जाएगा. Similar way, Earth is a circuit. So if there is a tsunami or there is a kind of a blunder in the Earth or explosion in the Earth in Tokyo, there is a possibility something will happen in the US, because there is a connection of Earth line. So similarly, अगर आपने हाउस में 3-story बेसमेंट बना दिया तो हो सकता है कि कोथरूड में कहीं जहाँ पे एनर्जी वीक हो जाए, अर्थ क्रैक हो जाए, because it is all interlinked web of energy. It's like acupressure. So as an architect, we need to understand what exactly we are puncturing into, and is it going to affect the other part of the world or not. So there are devices now, there are instruments now with which we can measure this geopathic field till 300 meters and understand this web of energy, separable energy, inseparable energy, interlinking. In fact, whole Germany geopathic fields are totally mapped. We call it geostress mapping. You can find it on Google. Every house in Germany, I don't know about France, what is below, what is the strata below that house is all online. So before you design, you go, what is there below my house? Is there a pipeline going, or is there a old, I was working for a project in Vajirao Road. There is a new shop. The new, no, उसके आगे एक नया मॉल बना है for men's.
हाँ वो पहले पुणे टेलीफोन के बाजू में.
हाँ बाजू में.
Bold and beautiful.
Bold and beautiful. So they are my clients, Birlas. So when they were designing, they called me, we want to check Vastu of the place. So I went there, the building was not there, and I saw that there is something hollow in southwest with my instrument. So when I checked there, they said, नहीं इधर ना कुआं है ना पानी है कुछ नहीं है. मैंने कहा कुछ है जरूर because मेरा इंस्ट्रूमेंट बता रहा है. I asked them to dug. उन्होंने 2 मीटर 3 मीटर 5 मीटर डिग किया. उस समय फाउंडेशन का काम चालू था तो उनके पास सब JCB वगैरह थे. And we found an amazing tunnel below it. It's full of water. And that tunnel was coming from somewhere Katraj side and going somewhere, God knows, towards Ahmednagar side. Huge tunnel made up of amazing brick architecture. All the bricks were joined, interlinked. So these are the tunnel which are the old history behind under us. कुछ नहीं किया उन्होंने because they couldn't break it. It would have been a blast of water coming out. So we concreted it, but we put an instrument device there which is called geopathic reversal. So that all the negative energies which is sucking or the earth will suck because of water. Water has the electromagnetic radiations. So we corrected that. Why I give you example is that there is a lot of things happening below us. We don't know. We are working on 3-4 meter layer only. We don't go below that most of the time if we are not having more basements. And then if we understand the strata, if we understand the geopathic connection of what kind of soil we have, what kind of old information we have, is there a water vein, is there a water stream, is there an electrical pulse going, or some old structures are below us, that will help in architecture design because it is energy vibration and you cannot run away from it. It's a magnetic field, it's like a blanket, it's a maze of grids and we need to follow that. And a lot of sensible people all over the world follow that under their home, what is below us. And if you have a headache, if you have a stomach upset, if you have any problem in your house or in your body, we never relate it to the house, we directly go to the doctor. If it is going into psychic way, कि ये बार बार बीमार पड़ रहे हैं, चलो एस्ट्रोलॉजर को दिखाते हैं, हमारा प्रॉब्लम क्या है, what is our birth chart talking about. But we never want to look around us. कि ये सर दुखना बेडरूम में कुछ गलत एनर्जीज के कारण तो नहीं है. Are we having stomach upset because we are eating good food every day, same food? Why stomach is getting upset? Is it some kind of energy which is pulling our stomach, some kind of water below us, which is pulling the water of the stomach and creating upset energetically? So all energy problems have energy solutions, not physical solutions. आप कितनी भी क्रोसिन खा लो, दवाई खा लो, एनासिन खा लो, नहीं आपका ठीक होगा क्योंकि you are again going to come back to the same negative system. And everything is emitting energies. हमको दिख नहीं रही है, but it is there. But I can't say that you need to live in a jungle in a hut. You still have to live in the same environment and you have to follow the same modern concept and all the necessities and luxuries of life. But then try to understand where to put what. Just shifting of a chair from one location to another can create a betterment in the energy grid. But we need to know that is this chair creating a problem in this direction, not in this particular zone. So that is the context of energy and psyche and architecture and geopathy. Again, life is energy. Because we are all dynamic people. We are not static, plastic and non-living people. So if we are making a house for ourselves, we need to understand our own energies. Is house vibrating in the same frequency what we are vibrating at? So life is energy and we need to follow the same system. And this has been followed in our old age practices. I know you don't like these kind of figures because they are more Vedic and more superstitious, but there is a lot of science behind it. We need to learn that first. And if we learn this, then we are going to be starting respecting the old age systems. Because human itself is energy. So if you talk about physical life, inside Atma, you talk of a physical body as well, which is also energy. And what are we doing? We are trying to corrupt the body by putting all these things attacking us. And there is no rescue. Because you have Wi-Fi environment now. Narendra Modi is going to make whole Ahmedabad Wi-Fi. You cannot run away from these energies. पहले तो क्या होता था बाथरूम के अंदर टॉयलेट में वाईफाई नहीं आता था. अब तो every toilet, every corner, every public space will have Wi-Fi. So where are we leading ourselves? And if we are doing that, आर वी प्रोटेक्टिंग आवरसेल्फ? ठंड लगती है तो जैकेट पहन लेते हैं, वाईफाई लगेगा तो क्या पहनोगे आप? तो कब तक सहन कर सकते हैं हम इसको? ये आर बॉडी डिजाइन्ड अकॉर्डिंगली? बिकॉज जब बॉडी का डिजाइन हुआ होगा 1 million year back, God must have not thought about these kind of things, and there is no improvement in design. कपड़े बदल गए, रहने का तरीका बदल गया, बट बॉडी वही है. बच्चा वैसे ही मदर के वूम से पैदा होता है आज भी, आर्टिफिशियली नहीं हो सकता. So we are going back to the circle one. If you say no, we'll save it with a wall, you can't, you don't understand. From the wall, what are walls these days? Concrete blocks. What is concrete? Concrete is made up of cement. Cement has iron content. What is iron? Iron is creating a circuit with earth. It's like living in a cage. So concrete block houses are the most dangerous homes. We have stopped using bricks because it is expensive. It's not easy to get. So what are we doing? We are creating a Faraday cage. We are creating an electrical cage of circuit around our house. अभी वो Trump Tower, there is no window. There are windows on the outer screen which are very difficult to open. आप सबने देखा होगा. वो घर है कि कंक्रीट का एक केज है, खिड़की नहीं खोल सकते आप, एयर कंडीशन में रहोगे 24/7. हाउ यू विल सर्वाइव देयर? आई रियली डोंट अंडरस्टैंड. सो if we just understand the flow of energy pattern, we understand the geometry of the energies, and it is not a very difficult task, it's a very simple system. And now I had to go to Germany to learn this. Now there are a lot of things available on internet, Google. We have an institute, a lot of people can come and learn. I can come into colleges and talk about it and teach students, but we need to start accepting this. There is something called emitter and there is something called receiver. एमीटर कितनी भी इंफॉर्मेशन दे दे, अगर रिसीवर नहीं लेगा तो देयर इज नो पॉइंट टॉकिंग मी ब्ला ब्ला ब्ला, बिकॉज रिसीवर्स आर ब्लॉक्ड, दे डोंट वांट टू टेक इट. अगेन, हाउ एग्जैक्टली वी नीड टू डू, व्हाट आर द प्रोसेसेस, व्हाट आर द वैदिक सिस्टम्स एंड हाउ साइंटिफिकली वी कैन रिलेट टू इट. जस्ट से देयर शुड नॉट बी अ टॉयलेट इन नॉर्थ ईस्ट, देयर शुड नॉट बी अ साउथ वेस्ट शुड बी हैवी. ऑल दीज टॉक्स आर बीन गोइंग ऑन एंड एवरीबॉडी नोज इट, क्योंकि पेपर में आता है, टीवी में देखते हैं, आपके पास बुक्स हैं, आपका क्लाइंट आपको कभी कभी आके सिखा जाता है, बट उसका साइंस हमें नहीं मालूम. क्यों? वाई नॉर्थ ईस्ट टॉयलेट इज नॉट गुड? वाई साउथ वेस्ट मास्टर बेडरूम शुड बी हैवी? वाई यू शुड नॉट हैव अ लोअर लेवल इन साउथ वेस्ट? नोबडी हैज अंडरस्टूड द साइंस बिहाइंड इट. दे आर जस्ट ट्राइंग टू फॉलो ब्लाइंडली और नॉट फॉलो एट ऑल. सो if we follow these energy science, we would produce structures and buildings which are harmonious to total environment, which harmonious to local sites, buildings, human, colors and everything around us. So what we need to do is, we need to understand the energies of people, energies of the environment, and try to create a coordination and with the right setting. And that is what, if you read this is where things will start. And I always believe, and it has been a science, or it has been understanding, there's creativity without intuitivity. If you don't have intuition, you cannot have a creative mind. And in architecture education and all the education, we need to teach students intuitiveness if we want them to be creative. And intuitiveness is psych, and psych is energy. So we have a big responsibility. We need to create, actually we are healers of our community, and if we produce these kind of buildings, we create monuments. And if you see, since last couple of decades there are no new monuments created. Monuments जितने भी थे सब पुराने हैं, नया कोई monument ही नहीं है. So what are we going to give our children, And that is where the failing, the failing and falling image of architects. So if we start have a connection with this mystery, then I am sure the architecture and architects will get their own level of dignity and understanding in the environment and the society. And these are all very simple things. If you want to understand the energy, we need to understand the physical aspect, we need to understand the whole, beauty in life. And the whole topic of conservation, sustainability, eco-friendly house and eco-city will become part of the nature automatically. We don't have to go additional to get a eco compliance or what you call ecological compliance certificate from the corporation, because we are already following it when we are designing the building with energies. So this is what has happened to me. More than 18 years I have been doing this, so I thought let's talk more about it, let's do education, let's try to come to a different level now, because we have in our institute, I have more than 2000 students who have learned from us till now. So things are going into a different way. I talk, I give lectures, the newspaper try to put, whenever I go in different part of the cities, I try to connect myself with the media and publications. These are some of these, because every aspect, like if you talk about plants, there are so many energetic behavior in the plants. Lot of houses which I correct, I have to remove the plant from the rooms, because those plants are totally negative for the particular person. So there is a resonance, negative resonance happening. So a small chair or a plant or a lampshade or a color can create disharmony, but you need to understand it. And there are very simple dowsing instruments which we teach to our students, and they take it around, and then before designing they measure the energies, because each and every part of the body is related to each and every part of the environment. So through your body I can talk about your house without actually visiting your house. How? Because there is a marriage, there is a relationship between you and your house. If you are living in a current house for more than 90 days, the reflection of the house in your body and reflection of your body is in the house. So sometimes when I visit a apartment, without meeting a person, I can tell everything about a person who is living there, because the reflection of energies are going to tell me what is his chakras, how his chakras behaving. And if I measure your energies now, I can talk about your house, where you have a toilet, where you have a kitchen, which is a blockage, because there is a direct communication between body and the environment. These are some of the posters and texts which we have published about geosophy. There are 6 vortexes of the world. This is a picture showing how geopathic energies move, how each and every petal of landscape and earth create this kind of grids, and this kind of grid, a dowser can measure it without actually going into the earth. Then we did some kind of survey, this has been published in the newspaper also, with our students, of how expressway, why on expressway there are accidents happening at a particular spots only. Because there are geopathic stresses, the driver go blind for a minute of a second, उसके आंखों के सामने काला पड़ जाता है, अंधेरा आ जाता है, so he cannot see, and that second the accident happens. So we have spotted around 12 individual spots on the expressway where maximum accidents will happen, and we got a same correlation from the accident people or from the, let's say, government officials who are managing this expressway. We also did a specific study of Kedarnath temple, what are the old norms and how they have formulated the phi and 9 directions pattern 1000 years back. We don't do it now while temple designing. They have designed it accordingly. If you see, everything is on proportions and ratios. And that, if these structures are designed in that manner, that's why they're staying still with strong footing and foundation, irrespective of any massacre or anything happen. Why? Because the architecture is following the energy pattern. And if you see, I try to, I was in Kedarnath, we saw with our hand, with our eyes, and we measured with our hand that they have 12 feet wide stone, 70 feet on the height. So each stone is 12 feet by 12 feet, which around 4 feet width, and they have been put on top of each other till, and the height is 80 meters. How it is possible? And this particular temple was made in middle of a nowhere where till today you cannot take your car, you have to walk. So think about this enormity of stone cutting with laser cut, joint, put on top of each other without any cranes. And it has been written in the books. Nobody can stamp the facts on it, but it has been written that during the construction there was a ice age. So it was everywhere, everything was ice. And at the same time they made this temple. How it's possible? They were not humans. Or if they were human, they were different kind of people. Without crane, without cutting, without joinery expert, thousands of people must have gathered there, lived there for years to make this. Without food, without water, without support of the climate in below 0 degrees. If we have these kind of past history with us, our forefathers are there, they are all our forefathers. Somewhere or the other we are connected to them. So why can't we follow that system now? And why can't we create architecture something like this today? It's a big question. Anyway, then energy in the paranormal activities. You can go to YouTube, you can see some of my videos there where we have worked on the paranormal activity. They have been put into the TV serial called Mano Yana Mano. And I had 3 serials there where Girish Karnad came from Bombay and shot us how you are doing it. Because people told them, yes, it is happening. So they shot a whole serial on that. You can go to YouTube and see those serials and some of these things. So this is a very important thing which I always tell people, if you have a toothache, you don't go to a plumber. If you want a haircut, you don't go to a butcher. But if you have a house problem, where do you go? You don't have any specialty. So we need to remove this myth and mysticism and come to a science of it, so that we become doctors of homes. We correct people, correct their homes, give them harmony, give them well-being, and make them live happy. And that is our job actually. Okay, thank you.
You are given about this subject. I must thank you for that. You said you measure the person who comes to you with a requirement, and then only you visit the site.
Yes.
So can you throw a little more light on the specific?
There are instruments called Laker antenna. It works on the vibration of electromagnetic vibration. As I have told you, everything in this world has a magnetic field around it. So our chakras are also having magnetic field around it. So there are 3 basic energies which I measure. One is called cosmic, which is from top of the head to throat. Everything happening in this part of the body vibrated a particular frequency of 12 lambda. Or on another scale, it is called 1.5 H3. So we have a wavelength measurement of that particular frequency. I set it on the antenna, ask you to hold it in your hand, and I measure your chakras here. I am not identifying each chakra, I am trying to understand the vibratory field which is emitting out of these chakras. So this is called cosmic energy, and this relates to northeast of our house, which is from where the sun rises. So everything in this environment is solar, lunar and fire. It's a combination of 3 things: sun, moon and fire. So sun is upper part of the body, which is northeast where sun is rising. Second is from throat to navel. Everything happening in the stomach zone. All the chakras vibrating in it. This vibrates at a frequency of 15.3. So I take my antenna, measure your stomach, gather the information of 15.3 and write it down, which is related to global energy, which is fire. Stomach in this area of our body is fire based. Third is from navel to lower part of the body, which is called telluric energy. It vibrates at a frequency of 8 lambda. So I set a cursor on 8. Through resonance I get the energy of your body, write it down, and then correlate this to the standard reading, what it is. So if it is 60% cosmic, then you are okay. It is 20% global, then you have a problem in your Brahmastan. And if you have a, let's say 10% earth, then there is an issue in southwest. This is northeast, Brahmastan southwest. Cosmic global telluric. Sun, fire and moon. So we relate this through your body, and then if let's say if you are a client and you want to design a house and you have a weak cosmic, so my house will be oriented toward northeast, and I will try to open up the northeast more for you because you need that energy. But if you are a businessman, you have a good cosmic, बहुत पूजा पाठ करते हैं आप, good cosmic है, good global है, and you need a southwest strong because you want to earn money and you want to develop yourself financially, then my orientation of designing a house will go towards southwest. So my concentration will go कि how to make that southwest more energetic to your body. So we create compatibility between human and space according to what you want, not because of the red book or the some standard written 1000 years back on Vastu Shastra. So this is very specific. As I told you, it is related to Pran, Prakriti, Purush and time, Panchanga. So it is very specific to what you want.
And in spaces like public space like Eon project, there are
General.
thousands of people also.
General
who are-
energies. Then see, everybody is human.
Yeah.
Then we go into generic energy. So for Eon, we started with Panchil. So my concentration on Eon initially was how to make the building fast and good and strong. So we measured their energies, the owner and the developer's energy, designed according to them. When the building was designed, then we started talking about who are the people. So some of these people actually before doing the interior design visited me initially. We measured their energies and guided them कि you instead of this pod you should take this pod. You know what are the space? We cannot change the spaces, but at least we can manipulate the positions of internal location. So in public space we take care of a general energy patterns.
Do you also measure the energies of physical entities, say like
Yes.
computer, light or climate?
No, we don't measure. We measure their impact on the body.
How do you measure that?
Again with another device called E-smog span,
Okay.
which measure the radiations emitting from these electronic and electrical gadgets and how it affects me. So if let's say if I am standing here and this laptop is radiating negative energy till let's say 2.5 feet. So what I'll do is I'll design a furniture that this is this far away, or I create a shield around it.
Yeah.
So if you're sleeping in your bedroom and you have a electrical switch next to your head, I will try to shift you around 2 feet because all these electrical gadgets have a radiation still 2 to 2.5 feet. So जब भी हम लोग bedroom design करें, इसको 2 feet दूर रखते हैं. It's not difficult. People can get up and switch on these days. फिर gadgetries होती है, mobile, remote, Tata Sky. They also have a Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connections. That also affects our body. So make sure when you sleep you keep it away from your body. So it is not that you don't use it, but at least safeguard yourself. A bed in the center of a bedroom is the best bed according to me these days. Because हम लोग सब wall के अंदर हमने सब छुपा दिया है.
Wired.
टोटल वायर्ड है. सेंटर में सो जाओ बस. चारों तरफ से कहीं भी आके and you are safe.
You are talking about different instruments having different energies, like whatever, even the bulb or the watch,
Yes.
whatever is having its own energy.
Right.
Now, suppose I have a complete consecrated space,
Yes.
and then I don't know what is happening when I get something else from the
Outside. Right.
Now, how do I know that this would be in harmony with the energy which is there in that house?
So this is a wonderful question. Normally, I suggest everybody that whatever gift you get, if you, again your psychic and intuitiveness has to come into picture. If you don't like it, don't keep it in your bedroom. See, at least take care of your bedrooms. आप उसको घर के बाहर रख दीजिए. कोई भी ऐसा गिफ्ट है, कोई भी आपको किसी ने दिया जो आपको लगता है कि I don't like it. So we need to evoke and open our feeling of liking. This science is called resesthesia. What is resesthesia? It's a new word for everybody. It was new for me also. What is anesthesia? What is anesthesia? What is anesthesia? Anesthesia हम जब इंजेक्शन लेते तो क्या होता है? And sensitivity to vibration dies. Resesthesia is redesthesia.
Okay.
Radiation and aesthetics. So our sensitivity to radiation should be more. So what we all need to do is we need to involve our sensitivity. क्योंकि हम लोग सब एनेस्थेटिक वर्ल्ड में जी रहे हैं, हम लोगों ने सबने इंजेक्शन लिए हुए हैं लाइफ लॉन्ग के, हम लोग सेंस करना ही नहीं चाहते. सो हम लोग अगर इवॉल्व हो जाए, थोड़ा सा एनर्जीज को रिस्पेक्ट करें एंड ट्यून हो जाए, तो वी नो व्हाट इज रॉन्ग एंड व्हाट इज राइट. वी डोंट नीड इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स ऑल्सो, बट अदरवाइज टू आंसर गणेश, वी हैव इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स ऑल्सो. वेरी सिंपल इंस्ट्रूमेंट विच यू कैन कीप इन योर बैग एंड मेजर कि विच इज नॉट वाइब्रेटिंग राइट. If this painting is not vibrating right, I'll shift it to the drawing room or to a living room or to a dining room where I don't sleep here for more. जो bedroom में आप जहाँ पे ज़्यादा time spend करते हैं, वहाँ पे every element should be compatible to you so that you can get a good sleep. And what is the definition of good sleep? When you get up, you are fresh. अगर उठ के आपका सर दुख रहा है, आपको frustration हो रहा है, that means there is something in the bedroom which is not related to your energies, and whole night you have fought with it unconsciously. तो वो हम लोगों के लिए बहुत ईजी है, बिकॉज वी आर ऑलरेडी आर्किटेक्ट्स, वी ऑलरेडी अंडरस्टैंड क्रिएटिविटी. बट हमें सिर्फ हमारे सेंसेस को ओपन करना है, फीलिंग्स को स्टार्ट फील करना है.
How do we open our sensitivity?
No, that is also a program. We have a program for that.
Ah.
We take a 3-day program of understanding feelings. So we take you to that kind of exercises where you feel. And it is not difficult. I have seen people who are as crude as a welder or a Kadiya, they started feeling after attending this 3 days workshop. So we are all, it is not difficult. It is like closing your eyes and doing a meditation. Going to a temple and connecting to the God. But अगर वो नहीं करना चाहते तो it's a very simple exercises which we can take a workshop if you want for all of you to start having a feeling.
आपने जो बोला सर, उसमें सब जैसे प्रपोज है तो हम कर सकते हैं, जो आपने बोला नॉर्थ ईस्ट में ये चाहिए वो चाहिए, लेकिन अभी मैं एक घर में हूँ, वहाँ तो मुझे मालूम नहीं कि क्या है, तो उस टाइम में क्या विदाउट ब्रेकिंग द वॉल्स.
So there are harmonizers now. Again, it's a very good question. There are harmonizers. It is like you have a headache, you take a medicine. हम रोज ऑपरेशन कराने नहीं जा सकते डॉक्टर के पास, हम दवाई खा लेते हैं, सस्टेन हो जाते हैं क्योंकि सिम्टम शिफ्ट कर देते हैं. But we are happy, we are feeling comfortable. Similarly, there are harmonizers now, which we call 5 direction energy plate, 5 element energy plates, 9 direction energy plates, geopathic reversers, absorbers, reflectors. So German and French people have created these environmental medicines, remedies for existing buildings. However may be the scale. So let's say if you are talking of a 1,000 square feet house, then we have a small remedies. If you are talking of 1 acre of environment, which has a lot of geopathic stresses, or a township of 20 acres or 100 acres, that also can be harmonized with bigger instrument put at a specific nodal points. We have to do the total geostress mapping, study where the lines are getting punctured, where we have put columns and unnecessary basements, and then shield it. So there are solutions to it. That is what I do mostly these days. And these are all scientific, specific solutions with respect to German and French science.
And like every year we do the audit, our financial audit. So is it necessary in your conditions of doing an energy audit every year?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Not every year, it should be 3 to 4 times a year. Because we are living in a dynamic way. हम लोग हमारा घर रोज खराब करते हैं. New people come, energy changes. New object come, energy changes. We change the house. Somebody below us change something. So energy audit, energetically we should do it. Detoxification, cleansing of spaces. But if I go to a client now, I empower him himself. I try to give him some knowledge and some gyan, he can do it himself. Instead of me coming every 3 months or 4 months to your house, if you start feeling uncomfortable, do this. So there are ohm bells, there are certain small systems which you can keep in your drawer, and when you are stressed, you see something is missing, बच्चों की problem है, wife का कुछ issue आ रहा है, some relationship issues, some financial, I am not feeling good in my office, do that cleansing, which we call space cleansing. उसको 2 या 3 घंटे में we can train you for your own self. and you can purchase those things from us and keep it in a house and do it yourself. But if you don't want, we can definitely have energy audits. It should, for public spaces at least, because nobody is owner there. 3
How
months.
does this 3 months thing come into picture?
So the body has a specific immune system to fight with the negativities and to absorb the environmental stress. This has also been researched and studied in laboratories. That till 9 months we have strength to, you know, continue with the old information what we already have acquired. So जैसे आप पुराने घर में थे, अब नए घर में शिफ्ट हुए हैं, तो नए घर की एनर्जी आपको 90 डेज बाद असर करेगी. 90 दिन तक आप पुराने घर की एनर्जी लेके आए हो. So till 90 days your environment and you are judging each other, you are not becoming part of it. So if you are living in a hotel or a guest room or guest house also for 90 days, that guest house becomes your house. Your house, original house cuts off.
But then you are constantly on a transfer duty. What does happen to you?
And you need to take care of your space 90 days के बाद, because वो negativity आपको असर करना शुरू कर देगी. इसलिए बहुत सारे घरों में इनिशियल लेवल पे लोगों को प्रॉब्लम नहीं होती है. शिफ्ट हुए बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, थोड़े दिनों बाद प्रॉब्लम शुरू हो जाती है. वाई? बिकॉज ओल्ड घर की एनर्जीज आपके साथ आपको प्रोटेक्ट करती है. So sometimes we have to do the past analysis also and past house audits also. If you are bringing something negativity from the old house to the new house, because body is absorbing, we are ourselves antenna. So there are a lot of physics involved in it. It is not as simple as it sounds, but it is not impossible and difficult. So we work on the scanning process like that.
Like for a marketing person who is always on the move and staying in different countries, places in the same country, in different hotels, then maybe we'll have to lay down a matrix for him for all.
No, but he doesn't stay 90 days in a single place, na? If he is staying for a week there and going another week, तो फिर उसको असर ही नहीं होगा ना उस घर का, उस होटल का. Ultimately, when he comes back, his house is his connection. There are very few people who stay for 90 days in a hotel and then. So in that case, we have to plan there because the hotel becomes a guest house for them.
Now, if we consider this body as the highest ever thing what has been manifested, now does it have its own capacity to just acclimatize with the energies? And suppose something goes wrong with it, some cells goes wrong, so they develop automatically. Same thing. Now I don't know if there is a negative energy, but does my body has the capacity
You are right.
to develop that and just it be in harmony with that thing?
Yes, these are called high energy souls. There are people who are higher energy souls, which have ancestral positive DNAs and energies. So you must have seen there are homes which are 100% negative to Vastu, but still prospering. There are people who do anything, anywhere, any negativity, they are good. They don't get affect because उनका resonance negativity से होता ही नहीं है. उनके पास shield है और उनके forefathers ने दे दिया है. So in that case, you don't need any of these recommendations or any of these audits. But ऐसे लोग कितने बचे हैं? Because every day we are corrupting, every generation we are corrupting ourselves. So you are right, there are a lot of people I have still seen who lives in total negativity of the environment. According to my audit, 0 marks, people should have died or become bankrupt, but they are all surviving. So there are a lot of exceptions like this.
No, but that is not common to all because if you see the energy, now I will not relate you as this different body and this other different body. Now that energy is common, what is running in you
Right,
and in
right.
me is same.
Same.
So what you are saying is it is only applicable to that person because that energy is strong. Or is it the same thing which is common to
No,
each and everyone?
his internal immune system, his internal fighting. जैसे 5 लोग हम खाना खाने जाते हैं एक रेस्टोरेंट में, एक का पेट खराब होता है, बाकी के सबने सेम खाना खाया, एक को कुछ हुआ ही नहीं फूड पॉइजनिंग. क्यों? क्योंकि उसकी इम्यून सिस्टम उसको एक पर्टिकुलर चीज़ से एलर्जी है और वो अटैक कर गई उसको. Similarly, there are energetic beings who has a past good karma. So here karmic energy also comes into picture. What are you doing? How good you are? How much you are cheating? How much you are performing as a negative deeds? So we can measure. These are also energies. And then most important is ancestral energies. हमारे forefathers की energy जो हमारे साथ हमारे DNA matrix में चलती आ रही है क्योंकि the day you were conceived, that information, that energy is inside you and you cannot run away from it. You cannot flush it out if it is negative. So in that case, you are more susceptible to the negativities than the other guy who has a strong DNA. तो वो लड़ लेता है, उसको असर कम होता है. But end of the day, कब तक लड़ेगा? So what I try to tell people is stop suffering. If you know there is a problem, solve it. सर दुखता है, आप 5 मिनट सोचते हो यार, फिर 10 मिनट बाद गोली क्रोसिन ले ही लेते हो, एनासिन या डिस्प्लिन खा ही लेते हो, forget it. So similar way, if there is a problem in the house, why to deplete our essential energies in fighting with that negativity which is not my negativity? उसको सेव करके रखो ना, आपको फ्यूचर में कहीं काम आ जाए वो एनर्जी. हम लोग रोज घर पे जाके अपनी स्ट्रॉन्ग एनर्जीज को डिप्लीट करते हैं एनवायरनमेंट से लड़ने के लिए. क्यों लड़े उससे? सेव कर लें, शील्ड कर लें, अपने आप को प्योर कर लें, क्योंकि दुनिया में बहुत सारी दूसरी चीज़ों से लड़ना है. सो वी नीड दैट एनर्जी. दैट इज व्हाट we try to understand.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for